It's so easy for Protoss to go up to 3 bases. This is why a lot of Protoss players love this map. But also some Zergs, man, they have shown that Mutalisk can still be extremely good on Entombed. And it's something that we see more and more often lately. And whenever Young plays Muta on this map, man, oh, I love it. It kind of turns me on, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I'm not a Zerg player, I can appreciate sexy Muta play. And I think it's quite good on Entombed. I think you can make it work.
Muta play is really cool, really fun. It's one of my favorite ways to play ZVP. Before Hyun started winning with Mutas on Entombed Valley, I would have said it's not possible to win with Mutas on Entombed Valley because yeah, I know where you're going. Once you get into the bases, you're kind of committed. And you know, how are your Mutas going to get out? How are you going to keep from losing everything?
But it's more than that. It's more what the Mutas do for you. And Zerg just gets time, gets absolute map control, goes up to 4, 5, 6 bases on rapid speed. And Protoss is forced to defend at 3 bases. And the moment they move out, they're just going to lose pretty much everything. And the moment they don't move out, they're going to be with 3 bases against 6 bases. And then eventually it's going to be more than just a handful of Mutalisks.
Yep, it becomes Broodlords, Infestors, it becomes Zerglings and Banelings, it becomes lots of crazy things.
It becomes Protoss nightmare, man.
It does.
Anyways, I'm still kind of trying to get my head around that game number 1, as we've seen so many absolutely amazing games this season in the North American Star League. I felt that was one of the most scrappy games I've seen in the entire season. And we are casting the players, man. This is the round of 16. The winner of this series will go to our finals in Long Beach. We have so far 6 Koreans, and we have the Muslim, of course, from Team Evil Geniuses. Will we get one Swedish guy there, or is it going to be 7 Koreans and the Muslim?
I think if you just look at the simple math, the simple the truth of who's the favorite, I think MC is probably going to be the guy that ends up joining us. But Sortof played very well on Cloud Kingdom, even though very well means very.
I mean, he beat
weird.
MC.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he beat MC.
That's really how we should summarize that game. He beat MC, and you're gonna have to do a lot of stuff right to beat MC. But yeah. Just weird. Crazy decisions on either side, and just to top it all off, that Overlord, man. Like, what was that Overlord ever going to do? It does not count as a building. It did not free up some supply. Yes, he was on 101 or 102. I
don't know why he would do that.
But he couldn't build anything. He did not need that.
It was
Overlord.
The last of his money.
Yeah, he had exactly 100 minerals. It could have turned into a potential base trade. He made an Overlord. That Overlord had no purpose.
Sometimes you just feel like an Overlord.
I never felt like an Overlord.
I do this often in my play. It's like you're playing the game, you're going through the motions. You've got your sort of macro cycle. For Protoss, I guess it's Chrono Boost and Warp In and build pylons. For Zerg, it's inject, spread creep, and build Overlords. And
I mean, if you're maxed out and you have a lot of money, I don't totally understand that. When you have 100 minerals left in a potential base trade scenario.
Well, right, but sometimes muscle memory takes over, and it's just like, oh, time to make an Overlord. It's just like,
this is a little bit strange by MC as well, man. Doesn't have 16 minerals or 16 probes on his minerals yet, but he's already rallying minerals, rallying probes over. Oh, now actually he adjusted his rally point. This all makes sense. Because once more, guys, you always want to get 16 probes on your minerals before you start rallying probes to your second base, natural expansion, however you want to call it. I'm just blown. I'm trying to forget about that game, man, but I can't. Every single sentence I say, like normally I like to refer to the previous game. Now when I refer to the previous games, there are just like 7 question marks in my head.
Yeah.
Trying to make sense of what I just saw.
I feel like there's been a lot of that this playoff, or this round of playoff play. Standard openings here for Sortof at least. MC so far hasn't really revealed his intentions. I think he already has a probe over there 3rd, though.
Double gas going down at the 6 or a little bit before the 6-minute mark. Sortof being very active with his Overlord, wants to make sure he knows what's going on. He saw +1, he saw the gateway, but what he did not see, Ben, is anything else, and that's so important. I like this Overlord over here, man. He's kind of like hanging in the trees. He's not really revealing himself. He's like,
hanging with the monkeys, man.
Hanging with the monkeys is pretty good. I hope he's going to be there. I think he will.
I think it's a good chance.
He doesn't live too far. And guys, later on at our finals, we will tell you all about hanging with the monkeys.
6 minutes, 30 seconds. MC takes a 3rd base.
That's one of the reasons why Protoss players love Entombed, Ben. Quite a few links have already been produced, though, and he's rallying those slow links over across the map. This is something that Nurcho often does, and he might actually be, if he surrounds these Protoss units, Zealot's actually quite low in shields already. With 2 Stalkers, I guess he's going to be okay. Well, yeah.
Lings will just go ahead and surround the Zealot. And with that pick off, Sortof's just going to kind of back out of there.
Wow, that was weird. I clicked on like a weird button that... Never mind.
Very fast layer from Sortof.
Yeah, he made those links, and after that he went back to droning again. Roach 1 is on the way as well. He does not know about this ridiculously quick turret-based from MC, though.
How does he not know? Overlord was right there.
It died to the
He just
Stalker.
didn't quite spot it? Wow, that's weird. He definitely would have seen the probe there, so I wonder if he's even considering it. Impossible to know at this point. Double Evo chamber goes down for Sortof. He's also getting Zergling speed, so it looks like...
extractors, man. 6 extractors. He's going to go up to 6 extractors in the 8-minute mark.
I kind of feel like this is going to be a Zergling Infestor.
Yeah.
But, of course, as you pointed out, Muta has been proven to be a viable playstyle on this map by players far better than myself.
I love watching players who are better than myself. Such an inspiration.
In my case, that's most players.
Same here, man. There are not many people who stream that are worse than me. Well, actually, that's not true. Of course, there's a lot of amateur streaming these days as well, which I do think is fun. You know, every now and then, man, when I'm bored, I just go over Twitch and I just like go through the Team Liquid page of like featured streamers, and I just watch someone that I would never watch, you know, and he has like no idea that I'm watching him. And I just find it fun, like to see like how these people enjoy StarCraft in such a different manner. It's always awesome to watch your favorite player or watch those world-class Protoss players. I like to stream myself every now and then, or just watch famous people in the community stream. But sometimes I find it cool to just watch a completely unknown person who has like 8 viewers, and I just want to see how they enjoy StarCraft too. I actually find it fascinating, and I think you learn a lot from it as caster and community figure. It's cool, man. I really enjoy that.
I agree, man.
Do you ever do it? Do you have like your favorite unknown streamer?
I used to watch Poke Bunny stream a lot. He's not really unknown, but
Poke Bunny's pretty famous.
he's one of the...
But I'm actually talking about Silver League, man. Like Silver to Platinum. I find that cool. Not too long though. I'm not gonna say that I watch for hours, but you know, just like one
just
game.
sit there just all night, just studying the guy's play.
Yeah, you like, try to give him tips, and he's like, "Shut up, you noob." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." He's trying to help you.
When I was first kind of starting out, like in the community, like my name was first starting to kind of get out there, I would sometimes go and watch people's streams and offer them free coaching. It was my
+2 on the way for MC Ben and Blink as well. This is kind of like an old school push, but Ling Infestor is the way to shut this down. But there are quite a few roaches on the map actually. But of course he has Lings. He's going to produce more Lings immediately, which I think is the right decision. If those 6 Infestors pop, I actually think that he should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. I mean, this is a scary looking push.
Oh, how many of these X are Infestors, Ben? That's what I would like to know. That's one.
Yeah, should be can't.
Oh, there's a second one as well.
That's a really unfortunate turn of events. It sort of is still making more units here. When this happens, it's so hard to do. But
oh, beautiful fungal.
Indeed, it is a nice one. The units are going to come crashing in here. Zergling's managing to surround the sentries.
But where are all the units, sort of? I feel you have way more units. Beautiful micro by MC all over the place. A couple of infested terrans being spawned as well. These Stalkers doing a really good job against the roaches, but MC lost the other fight.
MC, he's kind of on the ropes here, sort of pushing him back. Army Supply shows us a pretty good lead for the Zerg player. Nice blinking there by MC.
This is a moment where normally Blink Stalkers are going to turn tides, and that's exactly what happens. But still, MC lost a lot of expensive units over there, but he dealt a lot of damage too, and that is very important.
Killed the 4th base, and this isn't a 2-base Protoss doing this. This is a 3-base Protoss, and that's.
And he has something to fall back on. He has +2 upgrades already.
So he's not necessarily all in. Certainly not when you're talking about 66 probes and 3 bases.
Crazy transition by MC right now. Double Robo being wiped in, man.
Yeah, I guess he wants to switch over into some Colossus play.
18 roaches in the middle of the map trying to swarm around. MC's not paying attention. Now the blink goes down, but these Zealots are in so much trouble.
Fungal only catching the Zealots there. A little bit unfortunate for Sortof, but MC's taking some big damage. Infestors are so low on energy. And MC, once again, he just holds with a couple of good blinks and some pretty solid positioning.
There are 17 roaches, but I don't really see them. I feel like he's fighting. Well, he's fighting with like 14 of them. Making 24 additional links right now. Taking a look at the work account, we see 72 drones. There is a macro hatch over here as well. 4th base going up once more. Overall, this base looks reasonable for Sortof, but the feeling of Broodlords is so far away. Don't you feel so?
Yeah. I mean, he just started his hive. He just started his spire. I suppose that if MC just sits back for the rest of the game here, that Sortof will have no issue in kind of establishing that tech. But MC's just not the kind of guy that does that. He doesn't just sit back all game long.
You know, Ben, if there's one thing that has changed so much in PvZ lately, it's like the comeback of the Zealot. Like, there was a time where we said, okay, the Zealot has to be like the most useless unit in this game. You rather just make 10 extra cannons than ever making Zealots. Then suddenly we saw, hey, you know what? Zealot's actually pretty good together with Warp Princes, man. Like, just Warp in charge pulses is pretty good. And now we see Zealots like more and more being added as like a sort of a core of the Protoss army. What are your thoughts on this?
I think the Zealot's really good, man. I think it's actually super underrated. I was having a conversation with some folks in China about the Zealot, and they were saying that they felt like the Zealot was kind of the counter to the Infestor. And that's sometimes a tough pill to swallow because, you know, Zealots tend to clump up and Fungal's so good. But as well, we'll hold that thought as Roach's Lings are going to come crashing into this Nexus, and it's not going to be canceled. So that's a nice pickup there by Sortof. Going to be hard for him to actually fight the army.
Well, with all those links, he has 70 links right now, but I feel if the Fungals are good enough, everything is kind of clumped up. Once more, he forces a cancel. He could Fungal. He's going to Fungal these Zealots.
Oh, and that is a huge Fungal on a lot of Zealots. They're taking massive damage. Colossi are here, though, and I think that might be what prompts Sortof to get out of there.
Good Fungals. Going to slow this army down a little bit. Forward, Blink going down, though. Quite a few Infestors, I think, eventually will die. Sortof, you do not want to fight this if you can't kill these Colossus.
Oh, and a couple of Colossi are going to get Fungal. A lot of Infested Terrans going to go down. Does Sortof have enough to break this army? It's a little bit close, but actually MC's doing a fantastic job of holding here, keeping his Colossi fairly healthy. Oh, no, one Colossus is going to get picked off.
Fungal is going to land on the second one as well.
Second snipe of the second Colossus, and what was starting to look okay for MC quickly goes bad.
Wow, with +3 upgrades, the way that that fight went, and 2 cancels, or at least he killed it one time, and I think second time it was a cancel from MC. Still, that was a really, really good engagement for Sortof. Certainly, Ben, because he did not try to win the game right there, not at all. Yes, he committed quite a bit, but he's actually the player on 4 bases. He has a good economy, and he's slowly but steadily transitioning into Broodlords, and he just slowed MC down so much.
Yeah, he anytime you kill 2 Colossi, especially early on when it's the first 2 Colossi, that is just a huge momentum shift. And now Sortof has time to get Corruptors out. He has time to finish that Greater Spire.
I mean, it is double Robo, so maybe if there are 4 Colossus, which is pretty much now, MC is just going to march across the map. Because with 4 Colossus, you feel so safe against Ling, Roach, Infestors. So this is still going to be a very scary minute for Sortof. I have actually a hard time imagining, Ben, that this is going to be a minute that he survives. He's going to need like 20 Corruptors. Doesn't really have the money for that.
Yeah, he's made a grand total of 8 Corruptors right now. His Greater Spire is about to finish up. He's probably going to want to turn them into Broodlords as soon as he can, but he really just doesn't have that much money.
Well, he has 9 Infestors, but of course he used pretty much all of his energy. I would say all of them have around 100, so that's reasonable. Well, 6 Broodlords are morphing. Does MC know? His observer is over here. Oh, he does not know.
No, he can't know.
Archon's being morphed in right now, but the moment 8. Wow, if those 8 Broodlords morph, man.
Yeah, it's going to give Sortof an immaculate boost to his fighting strength, man. He's going to be maxed out. MC's still sitting at only about 180 supply. Observer is right there, man. He should be able to figure out what's going on.
I would love to see him just send these links to the 4th base right now. I think that would be massive. Here comes MC, but the Broodlords are ready. It's all going to come down to the Fungals, I feel.
Lings are going to engage. Stalker's going to try to go after those Broodlords, but the Infestors are there. The Fungal is going to be cast. And
really good Fungals, I feel. Most of the Stalkers are dying, but Neuroparasite went down on the Archon. Sortof is going to hold this as well.
Wow, Sortof is
convincingly
just doing a fantastic job catching more Colossi with Fungals. A couple of Stalkers going to come forward here, and maybe...
Don't fly too far. He should just shoot.
Yeah, maybe MC able to kind of bounce back a little bit after that engagement. More Ling's going to stream in, but Ling's not very good against Colossus Archon.
Well, suddenly all of the Broodlords pretty much die. Ling's are going to take down 1 Colossus. Second Colossus is running low on HP, but these 2 remaining Broodlords are going to fall. Wow, well, it looked like Sortof really had this battle and was going to be able to clear up everything suddenly and end up losing the Broodlords.
But MC has turned it once more, and he's now up 130 supply to about 120. He's going to lean on the 4th expansion of Sortof. He's going to kill a lot of drones, and unfortunately, Sortof pulling drones to this top right expansion is going to reveal that he has a base there.
I totally felt that was Sortof's game, Ben. He had all of it. He had 6 Broodlords. There was barely any anti-air left, and then just 1 warping round from MC, like 7, 8 Stalkers, turned everything around because Sortof perhaps got a little bit overeager. Now we see 20 roaches in production, but I have a feeling it's just going to be a little bit too late. Look at the amount of kills on these Colossus.
Yeah, they've been absolute heroes.
Like 150 kills split over the 3 of them. Of course, quite a few were Broodlords, but still. Or Broodlings, sorry.
45, 53, and 35.
Man, sort of. I cannot believe that. I really felt he had it.
Well, I suppose it's not completely over at this point. He still has managed to muster 150 supply, but he's got to be so careful. You can't run into Colossi like this. He is going to try to set up the big three-pronged attack here right in the middle of the map. Colossi trying to work on the roaches, and it's not going to work. Sort of knows it. He just taps out immediately. GGMC ties up the series at 1 each.
I just want to see that like final engagement once more, because I felt that went so good for Sortof. I'm just going to speed the game up real quick. Maybe we can just even jump up back to my screen, because I would love to see that one more time. And I really felt that Sortof could have won the game right there. At least if he lands one more fungal, if he at least keeps those Broodlords alive on the high ground. Just with reinforcement, he still had some fungal as well. That's like everything he had to do.
We're going to go ahead and pop back over into the game. We're watching the RotterdaM instant replay.
Yes, let's go for it, guys. Let's jump back to my screen if that's possible. Are we ready, guys?
Yep.
Look at this right now, Ben. It's 154 supply for Sortof, 127 for MC. There are 5 Broodlords and 9 Infestors, still quite some energy. And there are even a couple of roaches, 8 roaches to buffer for those Broodlords. Right now, it looks like MC is in so much trouble.
Yeah, he's in. This appears to be a terrible situation to be in. There's nothing really covering the Colossi. The Broodlords are out. There's a great fungal landed right. If he can just refresh this fungal. But here's the way that MC turns it around.
He had 8 Stalkers, wipes in 4 more, and these Stalkers are actually what just going to win MC the game.
Immediately kills 1 Broodlord. Yes, does kill a 2nd Broodlord, and even a 3rd Broodlord. Yeah, actually, that was the pivotal moment there. Completely swings that fight around, and MC with some good decision-making and some good control.
Very unfortunate. I mean, I could have totally understand that. Sort of felt like he had to bring those Broodlords forward, because, hey, he landed that great fungal on those Colossus, and you know how quick Colossus can die. But that one warping pattern, imagine if MC doesn't have that warping pattern there. It's absolutely game over. It's
completely
a completely different game.
Our game was brought to you guys by Kingston HyperX. Their full line of solid-state drives and RAM available over at kingston.com. You guys should check them out today. We're going to take a short break. Game number 3
coming up
when we get back.